Hey guys, gonna take a look at the Kershaw leek today. One of my favorite EDCs that I own. I have this knife for about 2 years, and I love everything about it. Really do. Um, Gonna go over a couple of stats first, though. Obviously, you can see here it's a modified drop point with a Sandvik steel and a bead blast finish. 3-inch blade from the tip to the handle. From the closed length, we have 4 inches, and then the overall length with the blade open to the end of the handle, we are looking at 7 inches. Weight on this knife is 3 ounces, so that's a very ideal weight for an everyday carry knife. Um, Utility knife, definitely a term that comes to mind when you're talking about a Kershaw leek. Um, you'll see that this comes to a extremely fine tip, and this is one of the features about the blade that make it really, really good. I have used this tip to pull out splinters. Um, you can basically cut with a tip alone. If you simply drag the tip along paper or cardboard or plastic, the tip is so fine that the tip alone can cut. You don't even really need to actuate the blade part of the knife. But yeah, it's just a very fine tip. That's one of the things that this knife has that make it very unique, is that the tip is super, super precise. Good for puncturing and piercing. Knife comes razor sharp from Kershaw. Now, the opening function of this knife is the Kershaw Speed Safe system, which is just an assisted opening feature. Basically implies that once you click the flipper down, the knife will open a small bit, and then it will actuate the mechanism, and then it will open the knife the rest of the way for you, making it very easy and very quick to open the knife. It's a very fast deploying speed, and it's very, very, very easy. You don't need a lot of pressure at all. My knife personally locks up with a liner lock. As you can see, there are two liners in this knife, and then there's the lock. Simply push it aside, push the knife down, and you have your knife closed. You can get this knife in a frame lock. A lot of people actually prefer the frame lock. I think that the liner lock is pretty adequate. Now you can see my scales are the 410 stainless. They're very smooth. You can get this knife in configurations where it comes with a more of a grippy G10 kind of a handle. Another good feature about this knife is this deep pocket clip. This is one of the very few knives in my collection that I actually use the pocket clip. I just use it because it is so deep and very sturdy, and it hides, a lot of the knife. This is how much of the knife sticks out in your pocket when it's in there. And what I'm going to say to that is that this is very good for people who wear suits or very light clothing. People that work in an office. Office worker is definitely something that comes to mind with the Kershaw leek, man. It just, I think, even the way because of how it looks, it just fits the environment very well. Let's say, example, like a secretary or an accountant or something. You spend a lot of time in an office. You know, just because of how sleek and slim and elegant looking it is. I think it just fits into that whole environment very well. Now, it's going to work for other environments, obviously, as well. It's not limited to office work, but I've used it at my work as well very, very many times, and it's performed just perfectly. I love the contouring of this handle. There's a finger insert here, and I like how I can get all 4 fingers onto this knife, and it's a very nice grip. Very, very well designed. Designed by Ken Onion, a Hawaiian knife maker, designer. He's responsible for many different patents over his career that have just performed perfectly, and he is one of the best in the world, at least in my opinion. He makes some extremely good designs when it comes to knives, and these are timeless designs. These knives have been around for a very long time. There are people out there who have had these something like 7 years and they're still using them, and they're perfect. Another way to actuate the knife is actually to use the thumb studs, which I forgot to mention. They're located on both ends of the blade. Yeah, just a very cool knife. If you have a leak, though, I have to say this, they do what's called sprint runs, I guess. And if you have a leak that you see that's in a configuration that you like, maybe it's got like an orange handle and it's got like a black blade or something like that, and you really want it, I would suggest picking it up as soon as you can, because the leak, they tend to make sprint runs, which means that they make it for a little while and then they stop producing it, making it more collectible. So I'd pick one up if you can. If you're any kind of knife collector, and if you don't have a leak in your collection, you're missing out. Simple as that. I can't say it any simpler. It's just one of those knives you have to have in the collection, man. Good thing about the pocket clip is, and I don't know why I haven't done this personally because I prefer tip up, but you can actually reverse the clip and put it here, making it, tip up to tip down or tip down to tip up. So that's that's a very nice feature. Some people have problems with their blade centering. I don't actually have that much of a problem. It's kind of favoring one side, but for the most part, it's pretty like perfect. Now you're going to notice this little screw that goes back and forth here. That's just a lock because some people think that the knife is kind of dangerous just because of that tip. So Kershaw included that safety feature, and what it is basically just a little piece of plastic that slides over the tip of the knife, as you can see there. And then if you try to activate the knife, it can't. It just won't do it anymore. So that's just a little feature for people who are just a little bit more weary about it. It's never deployed in my pocket accidentally though. You also have a lanyard hole here. Just everything you'd want in a good knife. EDC is definitely a good term to use for this knife. It's a perfect EDC knife. Utility knife, definitely. The tip is great. This is really good for fine detail work. You can really choke up without being too dangerous. Don't get too close to the blade and cut yourself. But like I've said, I've taken splinters out with this point. The knife cuts beautifully. It came razor sharp. Just really a cool design. It's timeless. It's been around for a very long time. Kershaw is a name that I've grown up with, even before I got into, EDC stuff, buying knives and gear and stuff. Before I was really young. I'm talking like 14 years old and stuff. Kershaw was just around, like whether it was my friends or my family and stuff. It's always been there. It's always been a very reliable name. Made in the USA. It's good quality. It's just an awesome design. Now this comes in the series of the Onion series of Kershaw, and there are three others. There's the Chive, the Scallion, and the Shallot, which I own all three of them, and I'm gonna do separate reviews on them too. But the Leek is my favorite in the series. You can see I've got the olive drab handle here, and it's really sharp looking, and just a lot of good things about this knife. A very fine detail work knife. And I think it fits into a lot of areas for people very well. Like for example, office work. It's a very good environment for it. Just very elegant, sleek blade. So if you guys are looking for a very small blade that's elegant and sleek and will fit in the pocket really well and is a very good slicing knife, the Leek is a very good option. A tactical use. I don't know if it's a tactical knife. I mean, it's not really designed to be tactical. It's kind of smooth, this one at least. But as far as self-defense goes, I mean, obviously anything that's got a sharp point on it is going to make a good self-defense tool if it's all you have on you. So self-defense tool, a good self-defense tool. But is it a tactical knife? I would say no, not a tactical knife per se. But I could be wrong. Whatever. There's people out there that probably use it as a tactical knife anyways. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you the Leek and just tell you that it is always in my rotation. It's always in my rotation. I use this knife on a regular basis, and it's definitely one of the best that I've seen. Kershaw, really, you can't go wrong with a good old Kershaw. I mean, they offer some very good designs. Kershaw have been doing this for a very long time. They know exactly what they're doing. So I would recommend, if you're looking for a good precise tip, very fine detail working knife, and something with good quality, a good reputation to it, and just a really nice deep pocket clip and a lot of good features, things that you really want in an EDC knife, take a look at the Leek. I'm pretty sure you can find a configuration you like, and I mean, you can even find one in S30V steel if you'd like. So on that note, gonna end the review, guys. Kershaw Leek is highly recommended by me, and please like, comment, dislike. Tell me if I left anything out if you dislike, because I'm sure I did. I mean, it's hard to fit this into 10 minutes, but yeah, and if you like what you see, subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.